Hi guys, this is Miss Principe. I'm happy to share this video again with you guys. And we've been talking about inferencing, schema, and how we need to think outside the box, and how authors try and not always tell us exactly what the story is about, because what they want us to think, we need to put our thinking caps on and find those text clues that help us understand what the story and the main character usually. I have here how we make inferences. Making inferences is using clues to figure out what the author is not saying. And basically you always look at the clues from the book. And then you always use your schema, is what you already know. And that is going to help you create an inference. And in your thinking, you're saying, I think, I predict, my educated guess or my logical guess is, maybe this happened because, those things is the way you have to think when you're reading a book. And authors always gives us clues because they want us to use our thinking and our brains. So today I'm going to show you a video and we're going to practice some inferencing skills. And this is a beautiful book. The title is Those Shoes. And it's written by Mary Beth Boltz, illustrated by Noah Z. Now, I want you to look at the picture of the books. And I want you to think, take a minute and look at the evidence of the illustrations. Who do you think is the main character? Now look at all the boys you see there. How do they look? Specifically this particular boy right here. Look at his face. Those things before we read are important, and also on the back. I don't know if you can see the illustration, but there's a commercial ad here. There's another one on the bus stop. Look at the title. What's the title? Those Shoes. Let's think. You need to put your thinking caps on. Those Shoes by Mary Beth Boltz, illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. I want you to take time and look at the illustration of the book. What is he doing? What is that boy doing? What is he looking at? And then look at the big, gigantic commercial words right there. Buy those shoes. I have dreams about those shoes. Black high tops, 2 white stripes. Grandma, I want them. There's no room for want around here. Just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Now, what time of the year is the story taking place at this minute? Look at the clues that the author gave you. Look at the window. Brandon T. comes to school in those shoes. He says he's the fastest runner. Now, not me. I was always the fastest before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day. Just so he can walk up and down the hall real slow. Next, Alan Jacoby and Terrence each get a pair. Everybody has those shoes. What does that boy want? Think of yourself. I think that boy wants. Then one day, in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use the new pair, Jeremy. Mr. Alfrey, the guidance counselor, says. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size. Velcro. Like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. They have an animal on them from a cartoon I don't think any kid ever watched. Look at his face and look at the words he used. Does he really want those shoes? They never said I don't want them. He just says, like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. And he also says, from a cartoon I don't think any kid ever wanted. Watch. When I come back to the classroom, guess what happened, guys? Let's look at the text evidence before anything. Now, not everybody's laughing. What can you predict about what's going to happen next? When I come back to the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfred shoes and laughs, and so does Terrence, Brandon T, and everyone else. The only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. At home, Grandma says, "How kind of Mr. Alfred." I nod and turn my back. I'm not going to cry about any dumb shoes. But when I'm writing my spelling words later, every word looks like the word shoes. And my grip is so tight on my pencil, I think it might burst. What is that telling you about Jeremy right now? Especially he says some words and he says, and my grip is so tight on my pencil, I think it might burst. How is Antonio feeling right there? On Saturday, Grandma says, let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much. I got a little bit of money set aside. Might be enough. You never know. At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. Guess what's gonna happen, guys? She turns the shoe over and she's gonna check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy. What is that telling you? She sits down heavy. Maybe they wrote it down wrong, I say. Grandma shakes her head. Then I remember the thrift shops. What if there's a rich kid who outgrew his or got 2 pairs for Christmas and had to give one of them away? We ride the bus to the first thrift shop. Black cowboy boots, pink slippers, sandals, high heels, every kind of shoe except the ones I want. We ride the bus to the second thrift shop. Not a pair of those shoes in sight. Around the corner is the third thrift shop. I see something in the window. What do you think he sees in the window? Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, perfect shape, $2.50. Those shoes. My heart is pounding hard as I take off my shoes and hitch up my baggy socks. How exciting, Grandma says. What size are they? I shove my foot into the first shoe, curling my toes to get my heel in. I don't know, but I think they fit. Do you think it really fits? Look at his face. Grandma kneels on the floor and feels for my toes at the end of the shoe. Oh, Jeremy, she says, I can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit. I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. They're okay, I say, holding my breath and praying that my toes will fall off right then and there. But my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyways with my own money, and I squeeze them on and limp to the bus stop. At home, a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about my 2 big feet shuffling around in my 2 small shoes. Sometimes shoes stretch, I say. Grandma gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfred's to school instead. One day, during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is staked up, and his feet look smaller than mine. First clue. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there, the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfred shoes. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape from Antonio's shoe smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think I'm not going to do it. Now Jeremy says, I think I'm not going to do it. That's a clue that the author gives you. What is he thinking? Why is he saying, I'm not going to do it? We leap up the swings. I'm not going to do it. We race from one end of the playground to the other. I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Antonio says, breathing hard. Grandma calls me for supper and invites Antonio over too. After supper, he spies my shoes. How come you don't wear them? Antonio asks. I shrug. My hands are sweaty. I can feel him wishing those shoes were his. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When morning comes, I try on my shoes one last time. What do you think is going to happen next? Inference. You have text clues. You have schema. What do you think Jeremy's going to do? Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfred shoes. But later, when it's time for recess, something happens. Everywhere there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall. Then I remember what I have in my backpack. New boots. New black boots that no kid has ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, "Thanks." I smile and give him a nudge. Let's race. Hey guys, it's a beautiful story about Jeremy, and it tells us a lot about his character and his character traits. And I want you to think hard about him. Why do you think he did that? What kind of person he is? And I hope you enjoy the story, and I hope you enjoy the challenge tomorrow, Friday. Bye-bye.